This semester in Business 349, we were asked to read Presenting to Win, The Art of Telling Your Story. Jerry Weissman is the author of Presenting to Win, The Art of Telling Your Story, and is a world-renowned speaking coach. He has crafted his skills over numerous years in the business world, coaching executives and CEOs preparing for IPO roadshows. Most notably, he has worked in the Silicon Valley area in California. Jerry Weissman has a belief that there are three basic principles underlying every single great speech ever given. In Presenting to Win, The Art of Telling Your Story, Jerry shares these basic principles so that readers can learn and practice the principles, allowing them to present to win. Jerry's basic theory of telling a story, or sharing a presentation, is that getting the story right is the most important step. The Bible actually agrees with them. In Proverbs 29:20, it says, "Do you see a man who is hasty in his words? There is more hope for a fool than for him." So don't be hasty in your words, and instead take the time to get the properly understood story across. Because once your story is right, the delivery just tends to fall in place, according to Jerry. Well, also according to Jerry, for a presenter to present the correct story, they must do several things. In preparation, they must first know their audience to relate the story to them, and then explain why the story is important to the audience by outlining the benefits. If a presenter doesn't know their audience, it is inevitable that the presentation is going to fail. Jerry provides a seemingly simple explanation of how to do this. Do your homework. Reach out to the company surrounding them, understand the culture, learn who you are presenting to specifically, get to know a little bit of their background, meet with them before, do whatever you have to do to get to know who you are talking to. Every single great presentation is geared specifically to pique the interest of the audience that's listening to it. This is because every single audience will have different interests, and therefore you are going to need to use a different presentation method or approach for the different audiences you're going to encounter. The Bible gives some advice on this topic. The heart of the wise makes his speech judacious and adds persuasiveness to his lips. This is found in Proverbs 16:23. Jerry also encourages you to consider the audience on two separate platforms. One is a business entity and another is just a human being. Normally, the second platform is forgotten. Jerry continuously just refers to the idea that every single presentation is an effort to sell a product, and to do that, you have to relate to the audience, both to a business and to the consumer itself. Jerry's next principle is on delivery. Basically, Jerry says that all great speeches focus on the audience. And in order to do this, he recommends using an approach called WIFI, or what's in it for you. Properly understanding and using WIFI requires the presenter to understand that the you in the phrase is actually the audience. WIFI forces the presenter to focus the message outwards by making it applicable to the audience's personal life. It also serves to motivate the audience to follow along with the presentation so that they can fully understand the benefits. While you're keeping these audience members and listeners moving along with you, you're going to have to relate WIFI, or the what's in it for you factor, to every single topic you bring up. This is extremely important. As demonstrated in Colossians 4:6, when the Bible says, "Let your speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer each person." And then finally, the third principle is that the presenter must capture the attention of the audience. If you don't capture the attention of your audience, they're going to miss your opening facts, which is just going to cause them to continuously be trying to play a game of catch-up and understand what you're talking about. This is going to make them miss the big aha moments where, the light bulb goes off and they understand the message of your story. Jerry has recommended 7 different approaches for how you can get to know your audience and catch their attention in the beginning. I personally am looking forward to using these principles in the future in my career, both on a day-to-day level and as I am crafting presentations to seek higher employment. I work for Chick-fil-A and eventually want to become an owner-operator. The process of becoming an owner-operator is going to be riddled with a lot of different presentation opportunities and interviews both in person and over conference. Being able to craft those interviews with the Wi-Fi method that Jerry has described will be extremely beneficial, and it'll help me stay on point and hopefully be able to convince the interviewing panel that I deserve to be able to run a store.